Hello and welcome to the very first episode of Behind Scenes Live Sessions. I'm Michael.
And I'm Kevin. We'll be your host on this weekly show in which we take an in-depth look at the artists who appear on Scenes. Scenes Media is a company dedicated to empowering young artists. We start by providing an outlet for exposure for their live musical performances from solo acts, duos, trios, and full bands.
We allow these bands to do a takeover of our Facebook page and live stream performances of their original music with an occasional cover song. Hundreds of artists have appeared to date, with more artists booked every night well into the future. Some of them have gotten literally millions of hits. So it takes a lot of talent, dedication, and hard work to make it, and we think these artists are very special people, so we want to bring you more of their personal stories with this show.
That's right. Who are they? What motivates them? What are their goals? What bumps in the road have they encountered? And how have they persevered?
Many of them are working the Nashville music scene, playing what you might call Americana music. But we feature artists of all genres, and they're certainly all welcomed. This show will come to you weekly with in-depth interviews and, of course, plenty of good music. So that's what the podcast is all about and who our guests will be. But who are we?
Well, I'm Kevin. I'm a musician. I play guitar, write songs, do gigs, and teach a little bit.
And I'm Michael. I'm a drummer with a lot of gigs under my belt for decades, and I've also been an entrepreneur in the cymbal business, a university music educator, and a podcast producer.
We both work for Scenes and are excited to be a part of empowering new artists as we help them along their journey.
And we want to take you on this journey with us. So for starters in this episode, we're going to take a look at the music of three artists who have appeared on Scenes Live Sessions. So while today it might just be the two of us, future shows will include artists as live guests. Let's get started. All right, Kevin, I think we're going to have a lot of fun with this show. But first off, let's tell them how to find us.
Got to tell them that.
Yeah, I think let's just go over that quickly. The website is scenesmedia.com. And from there, you can find links to all the other portals. Or you can just find Scenes on Facebook, where you can see and hear all of the artists appearing on this show. And that would be at facebook.com/scenesmedia. Naturally, there's a YouTube channel, and the shows are available at all of your favorite podcatchers. That's the software that downloads them for you. Places like Apple, Google, Anchor, Overcast, Stitcher, Spotify. There's tons of them. You know where to go.
So like us on Facebook and subscribe to your podcast network of choice. That's enough of that. Let's play some music.
Yeah, that's what the show's about. Well, you know, I started looking through all the acts that were posted, and this one really knocked me out. So let's talk a little bit about the performance, and then we'll play it and talk about it again later.
First up is Preachin' Blues by Larkin Poe.
Larkin Poe is Rebecca and Megan, two sisters from Atlanta who now live in Nashville. They named the group after a distant relative. When I was listening through all the artists, I heard this particular song and was just knocked out because it sounded like an authentic old rural Delta blues song, something written from those kind of life experiences. So, you know, I looked it up, and that's exactly what it is. Preachin' Blues, it turns out, was actually written by Son House, who was a very early Delta blues singer. House started as a preacher, shifted into music, and he was able to bring that emotion and intensity to his music. He recorded Preachin' Blues back in 1930 in a very different way with kind of a jump tempo. He went on to influence great bluesmen like Robert Johnson and Muddy Waters. So the song's been covered many times and was actually inducted into the Blues Hall of Fame in 2017 as a classic blues recording.
Let's hear it.
Yeah, let's hear it. Check it out.
Hey everybody, we are Larkin Poe. We're going to kick right in with Preachin' Blues. Sunhouse tune. 2, 3. I'm gonna give me some religion. I'm gonna join the Baptist church. I'm gonna give me some religion. I'm gonna join the Baptist church. Gonna be a preacher, so I don't have to work. I wish I had a heaven of my own. I wish I had a heaven of my own. Give all my will to you, a long and happy home. Hey. All right, make it go. Gonna preach these blues. Gonna pick my seat and sit down. Hey, hey, oh. Gonna preach these blues. Gonna pick my seat and sit down. Hey, hey, 'cause when the Spirit comes, all I know is I'm going to I grabbed up my suitcase, and took off down the road. Oh, grabbed up my suitcase, took off down the road. I said farewell, my church. May the good Lord bless your soul. Bless your soul. Bless your soul. Bless your soul. Bless your soul.
That was great. First off, let's talk about the instruments. They're vintage, a Fender Jazzmaster guitar that was used a lot in surf music, like Walk Don't Run by the Ventures, and a 1940s Rickenbacker lap steel guitar played with a slide. The slide bends notes, which is consistent with the bent note style of blues music.
Yeah, that's right. Blues music uses a lot of what we call bent notes. A bent note would be something that came between two consecutive notes on a piano, let's say. And in Africa, the tradition was they had scales that had a lot more notes in it than ours. So that sound was imitated by bending, especially on guitar, or maybe hitting two chromatic notes next to each other at the same time on the piano. It's a huge part of the blues feel. The new album from Larkin Poe is called Venom and Faith, and it was nominated for a Grammy. They have a European tour scheduled in the spring. They've also toured with Elvis Costello and Keith Urban. Some people refer to them as the Little Sisters of the Allman Brothers. I think they're well on their way and that we're going to be hearing a lot more of them. Hey, who's up next, Kevin?
His name is Adam Wakefield. He's originally from New Hampshire. He went to the Jazz and Contemporary Arts program at the New School in New York City. as a pianist. He then decided to try his luck in Nashville, driving his van into town where he formed a bluegrass group. He started writing more seriously and made ends meet by painting houses.
Hang on a second. Painting houses, you mean like in the movie?
No, not killing people, but
Really painting houses.
really painting houses.
Paying dues, man.
Paying dues, yes. Eventually, a scout for the TV show The Voice heard him play at Soulshine Pizza and invited him to audition. He made it all the way to the finals of season 10, and word was out about Adam Wakefield.
His roots include Memphis soul, rock and roll, New Orleans funk, even jazz and classical, and importantly, pre-bro country, if you know what that means. Pre-bro country. Look it up. In terms of genres, he really doesn't follow any rules, but is guided by songs that have a conscience. If it's afraid of risk or candor, he's not really interested. He said, when I write songs about somebody dying or trying to get sober, these are experiences I've had. The more you wear your heart on your sleeve as a writer, the better the tunes seem to turn out. So this one is called Good Morning Sunday, and it's from his new album, God and Ghosts. Let's give it a listen.
Scenes, how y'all doing? My name's Adam Wakefield. I'm here with Miss Jenny Lee and Miss Lauren Sachs. We're going to do a song called Good Morning Sunday. Thanks for having me. Wish I could say I had some profound revelation, and through sheer force of will took control of my soul's destination. But I just tripped over the door and the bottle fell from my hands. Now it's in pieces on the floor. Here I am. Good morning, Sunday, man. It's sure been a while. 'Cause this time last week I was asleep, pin it off on the bathroom tile. I forgot how your sun fell on my face, and the sound of the birds in the choir. Good morning, Sunday. I know it's been a while. It's past time that old trip along got some new strength. Well, I should stop by Mom's place, see if she needs anything. I could call up my old boss, see if he's got word from me. Maybe I'll see you again, same place, same time next week. Good morning, Sunday, man. It's sure been a while. 'Cause this time last week I was asleep, pin it off on the bathroom tile. I forgot how your sun fell on my face, and the sound of the birds in the choir. Good morning, Sunday. Good morning, Sunday. good morning Sunday. I know it's been a while.
That was Good Morning Sunday, a nice, slow, early morning kind of feel. He notices with a touch of wonder the unfamiliar warmth of sunshine on his face and the cheery chirp of birds. The song is optimistic and hopeful, but with an authentic blues sound. A nice violin solo adds to the mood.
Well, fiddle in Nashville, dude. Not a violin. Though they're the same thing. To me, it's a kind of positive answer to the old Chris Christopherson song, Sunday Morning Coming Down. You might remember that tune in which the hungover singer has a beer for breakfast and laments there's something in a Sunday that makes a body feel alone. Adam's got a little different take on it that's very positive. The backup vocalist is somebody very special to Adam, and she's the subject of our next segment. Who is she, Kevin?
Her name is Jenny Lee, spelled Leigh, and she and Adam are actually a couple.
Jenny Lee brings a unique edge to country music with a blend of inspirations devised and derived from her background in rural Maryland, the city of Baltimore itself, Central North Carolina, and of course Nashville.
She grew up performing in school plays and musical theater productions and continued in college with an award-winning a cappella vocal group called Twisted Measure. She sings, writes, plays piano, guitar, and mandolin. She was a finalist on the reality singing TV show The Next, which encouraged Jenny to move to Nashville with her partner and co-writer, Adam Wakefield.
After setting up in Nashville, she soon won the Nashville Emerging Stars Songwriting Competition, leading to her opening for the group Little Big Town. Jenny's been a guest of the TV show Today in Nashville, where she performed her original songs and currently tours as a vocalist in Adam Wakefield's band. We're going to listen to her performance from the CD release of her new song, Old Oak Tree.
Canned beans on paper plates, cheap champagne to celebrate the new house. 2 chairs pulled up to me with a rigged up Dixie cup front yard dandelion centerpiece. Well, I'm 4 strong legs and a coat of mahogany, pretty good for an old oak tree. I got memories and coffee rings, Crayola crayon ABCs. I got my scars, then a catch-all for bills and keys, late night talks of birds and the bees. Yeah, I've heard it all. I'm where they break bread, say grace, and honey past the peas, pretty good for an old oak tree. I could have fallen in a forest and nobody would have noticed, burned up in a wildfire. Oh, I could have been struck by lightning, split in half, left cracked and crying, fighting for my life. family. Pretty good for an old oak tree. Pretty good for an old oak tree. Pretty good for an old oak tree.
This is really a great example of the emphasis in country music of songs telling a story. There's a saying in Nashville about songwriting, all you need is 3 chords and the truth.
Ain't that the truth? This song tells a compelling story of an oak tree that was made into a table that serves to support a family through several generations. So the tree then, as a table, is a metaphor for the emotional bonds that unite a family.
Well, I'm 4 strong legs and a coat of mahogany. I'm proud to keep my roots in this family. Pretty good for an old oak tree. Gotta love those lyrics. Great job, Jenny.
Well, I think that's going to do it for us for the first episode of Behind Scenes Live Sessions. Please join us every week, and we'll explore in depth the artists presented on our Facebook page and the music they play. Don't forget, in most episodes, we'll have the artists themselves in studio or included in the conversation via the magic of technology.
And drop in on our Facebook page every day to hear all the artists we present. That's facebook.com/scenesmedia, or you can access everything from our website, scenesmedia.com.
And while you're there, don't forget to like, favorite, share, subscribe, and by all means comment on whatever you like or dig or don't like even from wherever you choose to access our shows.
And check our website for instructions on how you can apply to be a performer on Scenes Live Sessions, regardless of what style or styles your personal music scene is all about.
Okay, everyone, we'll see you next week. Thanks for listening. Thanks to the artist. And thank you, Kevin.
Thank you, Michael.